Good morning, YouTube. This morning we're at San Francisco International Airport. We're going to fly over to Oakland International. It's just right across the water. I'm going to see if I can check in with ATIS over there and where we might be able to land. I might just do a visual approach and landing. I haven't really truly decided yet, but I'd like to check with ATIS and just kind of go from there. So ATIS is 133.775. Let me see if I can get zoomed on that panel so I can work with it. Oh, that's the audio level.
TAS system test. Okay.
Okay, and let me get that alarm too here. 133. $775. All right. Nothing there. All right, let me just look up one of the runways that we could do an approach on. One three three 775. Okay, so I'll skip the RNAV. I was just going to go ahead and test it in Microsoft Flight Simulator because it's a hit or miss for me most of the time. So I'll go ahead and skip it. Let's do Shift P for a pushback. Things look good there. A little glitchy. Where we are at a big airport. As quick as the pushbacks are in X-Plane, it's pretty slow in Microsoft Flight Simulator. But then again, it's just using a little machine in comparison to the truck we get to use in X-Plane. All right. I think what I'll do is say goodbye to this guy and go ahead and start the engines. See if I can't find myself to a runway. Look out. Look out. Watch it. Watch your head there. Morning commuters or what? So far, I'm liking the the hills and pretty much everything I'm seeing. I do like the look of it when I fly in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. I guess my only complaint this morning was that I go to load it up and it wants to do an update, and it already takes a while for it to load as it is. So then I got to wait for it to do its update before it finishes loading, and that aspect of it gets a little frustrating for me. It seems like every time I turn around, it's trying to update, And granted, I do want this program updated and whatnot. It's just, if I didn't think it was half-baked to start out with, which I do think it was a half-baked product when they released it, and then for them to go and update it all the time just proves it. I'm going to go ahead and lower some flaps here, get ready for takeoff. All right. But maybe, instead of updating it every week or whatever it is they're doing, maybe once a month. So we flew to San Francisco International yesterday in X-Plane, and I wasn't really liking the look of the bridge, and I was kind of wanting to have a look around this area, rotating. Hey, now we get ATIS. I was wanting to program all this while I was on the ground. All right, let me change the comms. I'm just gonna do visual, but I would have, if I had gotten that information on the ground, I would have done something with it. But I have a hard enough time programming this panel as it is. Like, I can't even get the knobs right now just to change the radio, so I can switch it and not have to hear that. All right. Flaps are up if they weren't before. I got distracted there. Let's turn off the landing and taxi lights. All right, and I don't want to get too high here, as this is just going to be more of a sightseeing. We'll go over to mainland, look for that bridge, fly along the course of the bridge, and then fly over to Oakland. It's a good looking airport. Not sure if I have trim working on this one yet. Let me look down. Oh, I can't see it that way. Yeah. So it works. Okay. Of all the places that I've ever visited, I don't remember spending much time in San Francisco, so most of the time we were probably just passing through. I think at some point my sister may have lived there, and we went and visited, but we didn't spend a lot of time looking around the city or anything like that. We just went to visit. So where's that bridge? There it is. I'm probably gonna do a. I'm not gonna try to fly underneath it. I'm always afraid to fly underneath bridges in Microsoft Flight Simulator because of the one time that it got reset when I tried to fly under the Coronado Bridge. But I would like to do a low fly by the bridge just to have a look at it. And right now, I'm not. It doesn't look any better to me than it did in X-Plane. Actually, it looked better in X-Plane, and then there's a part of the bridge there that's not even there. It's missing. So I was kind of hoping it would be better. But the only other instance regarding bridges was when I was looking at the area of Sydney, Australia. Um, there was a bridge in X-Plane that looked really good, and it looked exactly like it does in real life, as well as the Opera House that's nearby. And when I went and looked in Microsoft Flight Simulator, the bridge did not look as good. So I guess that's why I'm partly curious. I mean, there's cars just going across the water over there. So, I guess Microsoft's bridges aren't everything that they should be. Now, Coronado looked good, but there were cars going up the side or the length of the legs of the bridge from the water, and trucks, and then onto the bridge itself. So it's a little glitchy, and um, yeah, I'll have to look up this bridge on Google Maps just to see. Maybe this is exactly what it looks like, but um, I'm just trying. I guess I'm trying to say my impression of it is that it doesn't look any better than the one in X-Plane, and I was hoping it would be. That's why I wanted to fly in Microsoft Flight Simulator this morning so I could see something better. I think I'm descending here a little bit, so I need to watch it. Wow, they must be really moving because we're doing 100 miles an hour. And that van was almost keeping up with us. Early morning commuters, they like to go fast, in a hurry to get to work. I know I'm in a little bit of a hurry too sometimes. Like I like to just get to work and get my coffee, and get started drinking that. It's not like I didn't already have some coffee before I went to work. I know I'm going to get that next cup, and I look forward to that. It's just a yeah, they're moving pretty quick. Yeah, looking forward to that next cup and just getting excited about getting it and starting to drink it and begin my day. Yeah, so that's a little interesting down there. Future cars will be able to move on water. All right, let's go get a visual on Oak, which is right there. So I'm going to have to take a little bit of a right hand and then approach it. I thought it was here. Okay, maybe it's over there. Good. It was basically directly across from San Francisco. It's just across the lake. So since I came this far out to the bridge, we're good. Now, what is that building? That kind of looks cool down there. It's a double structure, but it looks run down significantly. Power plant or something? I'll have to apologize for the graphics being so glitchy. But there was an update this morning. I don't know if that made it worse.
500.
I'm going to climb a little bit more so I can start looking at some pappy lights. There's some. There's a landing. We'll land there on the end. Outer marker. A little blue O there. I was looking for a light and I didn't see it. Okay, I'm going to give it some flaps. And I need to get a little closer to it. So I'm going to try to gain a little bit of altitude. So I can still see it when I'm descending. So on the pappy lights, I had one. I'm anticipating that when I look, I'll have two this time. And then I'm going to try to just maintain this speed angle. All right, it doesn't want to slow down. I'm going to give it some more flaps. Okay. See, I'm drifting over to the right a little bit, so I'm trying to compensate. I should have put my winds on the display. You know what? I'm raising my flaps, giving it some more power. I see a bridge out there that I'd like to go have a look at. And that bridge looks good. And being so close to San Francisco, it probably is a little bit more accurate. Now, I have not looked at that bridge out there in X-Plane, so I'll have to check it out. So we've got the outer, middle, and inner markers. I'll probably reapproach the same runway from the opposite direction after looking at this bridge. And there's something up there that looks kind of cool too. So I might fly over there. I think I'll fly over there, have a look at that, fly to the bridge, and then fly back. Alright, I think I'm going to just do a wing level here. Where's altitude hold? That'll give me some opportunity to look out the windows a little bit more. A little bit of a ship there. Some part of an island or something there. That's not looking good from here. It looks like a bunch of cylindrical cone shape. Well, the objects just changed as I said that. They were looking like cone shaped objects for a minute there. And that, what is that? Anybody know what that is right off without flying to it before it? It looks like a big hand sticking out of the ground right now. Ground meshing is starting to blend, so it'll get better as we get closer, I guess. And what is that? Interesting. That must be a stadium or something over there that hasn't fully finished. So San Francisco is a big area. There's going to be a lot of, I would imagine, terrain issues till it's all worked itself out a little bit. So that's beginning to look more like a tower. Like it looks like there's an empty or open space in there. The ground meshing still looks horrible. Alright, I'm going to disengage the autopilot. Another bridge over there. Yeah, those look more realistic in comparison to that one we were looking at. Backing down the RPMs a little bit to let the aircraft slow down. So from a distance, that little tower looks like a whole lot more than it does when we get up on it. Excuse me. All right. See, I would love to fly under that bridge, but I tell you what, I'll try to fly under it, but not until after we have a look at the other bridge, because it's probably going to reset my flight, and when it does, that's it. That's it. I probably won't take it back up in the air and then go land it. I'll probably just let it be. Now, what is that out there? A mountain? I would love to fly out there and see what everything is. So I don't know right off which one of these would be Alcatraz, but that would be interesting to know. This one? That's probably Alcatraz. Just based off of images I have in my mind from movies like The Rock and whatnot, that's probably it. Alright, let's have a look at this bridge here. I was thinking about The Rock the other day, actually, and maybe partly because I'm actually in the San Francisco area. I was thinking about it just yesterday. Wouldn't mind seeing that movie again. It's been a long time. Some good actors. That reminds me of the Opera House in Sydney. That building there. Doesn't look exactly like it. It just looks similar, and it's probably not even an opera house. It's probably a place to fix ships or um,
500.
something along those lines. You know, I just don't know for certain without getting right up on it.
500.
All right. Yeah, that bridge, I'm happy to see looks as good as it does. Now let's go try to fly under the other one. We'll go one more low fly by Alcatraz. Maybe look out the right window, have a look at it. Okay, I get it. So this will be my final confirmation. Totally different bridge. It's not the Coronado Bridge that I got reset on. This one will be different. And if it resets, it'll be a very long time before I try to fly under any more Microsoft bridges. So we shall see. Well, that's not the best view. Okay. Now let me set up for this. It should be, I mean, that's relatively high, so don't think we're going to have much issue there. All right. We'll be about 35 minutes into the video about the time I get to this bridge. If it resets, I guess I'll just say right now, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. And just so we know that we're not hitting the bridge, but going under it, and it gets reset. There we are. I hit the bridge. All right, YouTube.